Hello, and welcome to Parenting Anxious Children. We are here again with Becca Schuler, and today we are going to answer the most frequently asked question that we get from parents. Because it's such a complicated question and there's a lot of different parts to it, this will be part one of a series of videos that Becca will be helping us understand. The question we receive is this: when is it appropriate for me as a parent to protect my child? And when should I push them to do what they don't want to do? Becca, maybe you could shed some light on this for us.
Yes, this is the perfect time for parents to be thinking about an assessment. And the very first thing we want parents to ask themselves is the thing that they're asking their child to do, is it for the parent benefit or the child's benefit? A lot of times we wrap up our expectations or ways that we would like our child to move through the world based on our preferences and not always necessarily about what's best for them. So step number 1, get honest with yourself and get clear and say, am I asking my child to do something for me or because I truly feel like it's in their best interest? That's the ground level and the foundation. Then you're going to ask yourself a series of 3 questions. And the first question is, what I'm asking them to do, is it safe? And that's a pretty complicated question to ask yourself overall, but look at all of the different aspects emotionally, physically. Is this something that's safe? And if the answer is potentially it's not, or no, it's not safe, then how can you help support your child and make that activity a safe activity? For example, if you have a 5 or 6 year old who's nervous about going to a birthday party and a birthday party at a friend's house, there's ways that you can make that feel more safe for your child. Perhaps you call their parents and volunteer to be a helper so that you can be physically present. Maybe you go and you introduce them to another kid or another family or an adult at the party that you know and trust, and you can build those bridges of safety. That would be one example. The second thing you're going to ask yourself is it necessary? What I'm asking my child to do, is it elective or is this a necessary thing? So, for example, you might want them to go on a roller coaster because you're all at a theme park and that sounds fun and you think they'd have a great time. And that's very different than I need them to go to their doctor's appointment. And that's going to give you an indication for how much you should push these different activities. The third question you're going to ask is it age appropriate? So, just like our earlier birthday party example, it's not age appropriate for you to be going with your 14-year-old to a birthday party or to a sleepover, for example. So, you're going to be paying attention to what's the age of my kid and what's a reasonable expectation in the thing that I'm asking them to do. If you can answer all of these questions and you feel like this is for their benefit and your answer to these things is yes, it's necessary, it's safe, and it's age appropriate, then you can feel a lot more comfortable challenging them and pushing them to engage in the thing you're asking them to do.
That's such excellent advice, Becca. We really appreciate that. So, as part one of this series wraps up, we're going to ask ourselves, is it safe? Is it necessary? Is it age appropriate? If the answer is yes, then please join us for part two, where we can talk about the next steps in deciding whether or not it's worth pushing your child to do that which is uncomfortable or whether they need your protection. Thanks so much.